Hello everyone, good afternoon. It is just 4:01 p.m. here, Central Time Zone in the US, and we are doing local time here in Greenland. Let's see what time it is. The Pacific, 7:01 p.m. Looks kind of like 4. It looks about the same as here. Actually, it looks a little bit earlier than here, where I'm at. But welcome in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm Martin Wenzel, and this is World Tour Flight 164. We're flying into every country and territory in the world. And today we are flying from Kangerlussuaq Airport in Kangerlussuaq, Greenland. And we're flying to Keflavík Airport in Iceland. This is Air Greenland Flight 710, real-life flight. Usually flown, or in real life it's flown in the Havilland DHC-8-200, the Dash 8. And we're going to be using the Bombardier CRJ-700 from Aerosoft. Had a few issues on the climb out yesterday, but I think we should have a good flight today. And we ended up just fine yesterday, but anyway, we had some issues then. Going, hey Rex, welcome in. So that's what we're doing. We're yeah. Not a great introduction here. We're using a FS HUD's ATC. We don't have any other traffic right now going on where we're at. Here's our FS HUD ATC. It's a great offline. I mean, we're technically online, but we're not on VATSIM or something. This is, you know, AI ATC. Great replacement for the in-game ATC. So let's start the flight here in the ATC, and then we'll get in the plane and get it all going. I was going to try to pull up the sim brief. Hopefully it's taking a little while here. While it's doing that, we'll just get in the plane and work on getting it started. I always like to turn off the integrated lighting. Oops. Alright, so here we got our sim brief flight. It's pulled it all in. We're taking off from Kangerlussuaq to Keflavík. Our air rack cycle, July 22. Our registration, our airline, flight numbers, aircraft, all that's in there. So we continue, we get our flight plan. Got this interesting climb later on in the flight, it looks like. Like initially we're going to 27,000 and then we'll climb to 35,000 before we get into Iceland. Start the flight. And we can request our flight clearance. We'll do that once we have a little bit more of our setup completed. Let's do some safety checks. We want to make sure parking brake is set. The landing gear thing is retracted ADG, same with that. All the stuff is in the proper positions. Our thrust levers are in the shut-off position. Boiler and flaps are in the retracted positions. Our pitch disc and roll discs are retracted. Landing gear down. overhead. We'll also turn up the brightness over here, and we are ready to get the battery master on. Battery master is on. I'm going to call for the ground power. I think actually ground power right. I have a. There we go. There's my shortcut to get right to this. Aircraft. Connected the ground power, and we'll open the door, get the passengers coming on. Okay, there comes the ground power. Alright, so we got the ground power on. Then switches, all three are set to auto. Nav lights are... You can see it, nav lights are on. Logo lights on. Bleed valve auto. Bleed air. All these we want to check out. Bleed air is going to be normal. Bleed valves auto. Bleed source both engines. And ISOL open. APU, we'll do that a little bit later. Alright. Go back to our fuel panel. Turn that on. We have 715 kilos of fuel on board. We need 7,007. So we're gonna try to get this up to. I don't know if there's a way to just hold this switch up until it gets to the 7,000. We need so much fuel because we actually, I think for our regular flight it's like about 30, probably 3,000, but we are flying, you know, we need, our alternate's so far out of the way, so we need quite a bit of fuel for that reason. Alright, fuel's coming on board. Make sure we don't forget awkward look. Make sure we get our IRS into the nav position so they can start lining up. Going through on the top. Fire system okay came up. We're good there. We did our bleed air. Looking at the APU, we'll get that a little bit later. Want to make sure all these switches are also off for engine. Hydraulics we'll do a little bit later. And we'll go through all this once we get the FMS set up. In the meantime, let's check. Alright, we're going to get the passengers on board, so I'm going to start up Pack X. Flight time is going to be just over 2 hours. I think we had 2 hours, 10 minutes on the flight here, but that was also because we had some issues climbing. Cruise, we're going to initially be 27,000, and then we're going to climb to flight level 350. We have a whole flight, I think, there. 69 passengers. Alright, passengers are going to start coming on board. Alright, let's get into the flight computer. Position initial. We are at Bravo, Golf Sierra Foxtrot, over here, sorry. Copy this down right here. I like to hit execute. Flight plan, Bravo, Golf, Sierra, Foxtrot. To Bravo, India, Kilo, Foxtrot. Alternate is gonna be Echo, Golf, Papa, Foxtrot. I'm guessing that's somewhere in Scotland. Let me just pull up the sim brief so you guys can see it as we're going through. This. And we need our... Actually, let's get our clearance.
Reykjavik Tower, Greenland 710, parking 1, request clearance to Keflavík with information, Juliet. Greenland 710, cleared to Keflavík, runway 09er, fly runway heading, climb and maintain, 3000, squawk, 6552. Cleared to Keflavík, runway 09er, fly runway heading, climb and maintain, 3000, squawk, 6552, Greenland 710. Greenland 710, redback correct. When ready, contact Reykjavik ground, 121.7. When ready, contact Reykjavik ground, 121.7, Greenland 710.
Okay, there it goes. Wondering why it wasn't putting in the ATC. Do it over here too. Or never mind, it doesn't let me do it on that one for some reason. Okay, we've been cleared for 3,000 feet, runway 9, so we can put that in 09. And then we'll have the 2, flying 2, be our route. Ignore right now that they're still working on getting the right ATC areas. This shouldn't be Reykjavik because Reykjavik is actually in Iceland where we're basically going. This should be obviously a Kangerlussuaq tower or something, but they're still working on that. Getting better all the time. They're doing updates. Okay, it's very weird because on here the squawk code is 7461, but it's supposed to be 6552. I don't know why it's doing that also. Weird. Whatever, we're gonna get our flight plan put in. So we're going direct to Sierra Foxtrot. Now, I wasn't able to get this in last time, so let's see if we can do it. Looks promising. Okay, we'll start over. Golf, Sierra, Foxtrot. What? Oh, this is fun. What just happened? Oh, great. So now my plane has decided to just completely crap it. I swear, any plane that's not the Airbus A321X, there's always something going on. What is going on here? Index. Initial position. Okay. Flight plan. Bravo. Golf. Sierra. Foxtrot. What do you mean it's not in the database? What is going on? Okay, let's try it on this one, I guess. Are you kidding me? Okay. Not sure what's going on over here. Uh-oh.
On behalf of the cabin crew, I'd like to welcome you aboard our flight. As you find your seat, be sure to place your larger carry-on items in the overhead bins and smaller items...
I like to do it on this one because it's just easier. I don't have the speed brake in the way, but I guess we'll do it over here.
Please use the flight attendant call button over your seat and somebody will assist you. If the overhead bin is full after you put your carry-on inside of it, please close the bin as a courtesy to other passengers. Once all all your items are put away, please clear the aisle and sit down in your seat to allow other passengers to find their seats as well. If you are seated in an emergency exit row, please read the exit seating responsibilities in the safety card in the seat back in front of you. Please make sure you are willing and able to perform the actions required. If you are not able or prefer not to perform these actions, please let a flight attendant know so you can be reseated.
Alright, so I'm putting in the waypoints. Sierra Foxtrot, Suqaq, Pivar, all direct right now. Then we're going to get on an airway, Uniform Whiskey 28. And we're going to take that until we get to Delta Alpha. And we're going to get on Uniform Tango 592. And from there, we're going to go to non-row. Open up another page. Direct to GoKick. And from GoKick, we'll go to Girug. And that's it. But then we'll have our departure arrivals. So departure runway 9. Execute. And our arrival is going to be 28. I'm going to do the ILS. I pick Zulu. ILS 28. Transition Lucar, and using the star, Girug to Hotel. Execute. Very good. Alright, flight plan. Initial performance. Jump over here. We're just going to go 0 fuel weight. We can get right here, 26.8. So alright, we have our fuel on board. Jump back here. Turn this off. Yeah. Set payload in simulator. And we'll copy the data to the FM. Kaohsiung, Taiwan to Tokyo. Awesome. I'm looking forward to getting back into that part of the world. I did it back in X-Plane, and obviously X-Plane is just not the same level of detail scenery-wise as Flight Simulator. I'm really looking forward to getting over there. Alright, so you see we got 62 passengers, should be 60 or 69. Oh. Cute. Alternate cruise, or just regular cruise, is going to be 350. 35,000. Execute. VNAV setup. I don't really change anything. 250 under 10,000. During the climb, our target is going to be 290. Transition altitude is 7,000. Yes. 50 is the next page. 300 is our target. 0.74 Mach. Then descent, the same thing. 290 and then 250 under 10,000. And transition into Iceland is also 7,000 feet. Okay. Check out our legs on a couple here doubled. Hopefully that's not an issue. Radio, performance, fuel management. Alright, I think we are basically set up. We go over here, look at the... There you go. Alright. We have 7.1 for the trim, the takeoff trim right there. 7.5, so we're going to... 7.1, we're set there.
Welcome aboard flight
Set our speeds.
Our flight time will be roughly 2 hours and 10 minutes. Now that the cabin door is closed, please make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your large devices are now shut down and stowed. Please fasten your seatbelt and make sure that all tray tables and seat backs are in a full upright and locked position for departure. Cabin crew, secure doors for departure.
Alright, so back to our checklist I have in front of me. We're going to go up to our overhead panel. Hydraulic pumps 1, 3B, and 2 are going to be set to auto. First, we're going to put them on to just test. Go right here, hydraulics. Want to see, yep, 3000 psi. Back up here. Set those to auto. And 3A is going to be on. And you can see our hydraulics right there. Alright, packs left and right on. We have fault because we don't have the APU on yet, so let's start that up as well. Power. Our stat page. Door is open. Back up top. Start. APU's coming up. Recirculating fan switch. Right here, that's on. Windshield heating left and right. That's a low. Emergency lights armed. Engine sync switch is going to be N1. I'm actually going to do my flow up here because I know some things we need to do up here. We want to make sure this is a manual hold. Man rate is all the way to the left. APU is available. Anti-ISO later. Probes will be a little bit later. Seatbelt signs on. No smoking on. ELT is in the arm reset position. Now we go down to the center pedestal. If I can get the right camera view. Alright, so we want to make sure our horn is covered. Anti-skid is armed, you can see right there. Anti-skid outbound and inbound. It's armed, those will go away.
Zero bay, overheat.
Alright, engines N1 sync. Ground proximity, all these are covered. Spoiler, ground lift dump switch auto. Thrust reverser switches left and right armed. TCAS as required. Backup comm standby. Be right here. Stab trim engaged. Mock trim and yaw damper. Alright. Okay. We are basically ready to go. Go over here, just double check. ELT arm, cabin pressure panel checked, air conditioning panel. Actually, cabin pressure, we need our landing elevation right there. Landing elevation in Iceland is going to be 169. Go up top. Way too much. There you go, 160, that will be sufficient. Back to the checklist. Cabin pressure panel, air conditioning panel, check. Anti-ice panel, check. Windshield heat low. Emergency lights armed. Standby compass. Nose wheel steering is off. Clocks are set. Instrument panels, check. Upper pedestal, check. Thrust lever quadrant, check. Avionics, check. Trims, check. Yaw damper, engaged. Door select panel, normal. Alright, before start, passenger signs on. Landing elevation set, we just did that. Altimeters. Altimeter 1009. FMS check. IRS aligned and nav. Radio navs aids set. Takeoff briefing. Okay. Takeoff data is set. Electric checked. APU on. Doors closed and locked. And then beacon on. Fuel pumps on as well. Look at that. Aircraft. Close the door. Disconnect the ground power. Remove the wheel chocks. Hey, Sasha. And turn on the beacon lights. As for our pushback. Get those fuel pumps on first.
Reykjavik ground, Greenland 710, parking 1, request pushback and start up.
Greenland 710, pushback and startup approved.
Pushback and startup approved, Greenland 710.
Go. In the tug in position. We're going to runway 9. We're going to have to double back on the runway. We want our tail to go to the left so we can head to the runway 9. Well, Wang Shi, what a... Oh, that means... Oh yeah, yo, don't win. Go away. Like, I can read some of that, but I'm not sure exactly what you're saying. Good Chinese there, Mandarin. Is that Mandarin? Yeah, that's gonna be Mandarin. I believe Taiwan uses the traditional symbols. These are the simplified, which is the mainland. Taiwan, I think, uses the traditional. So, alright, we have the tug in position, so parking brake off, and let's begin the pushback. Alright, going up here, we're starting left engine. When this N2 gets to 20%, we will pull up to idle.
Ladies and gentlemen, please make sure that your seatbelts are fastened low and tight across your lap. You fasten insert the metal fittings into one another and tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release your seatbelt, lift the upper portion of the buckle. Please adjust your seat to keep well fastened throughout the entire flight as you may experience unexpected turbulence. Please take a few moments to now locate one of the several emergency exits on this aircraft. In some cases, your nearest exit... is flowing to the mast. If you are traveling with a child or someone who requires assistance, secure your mask first and then assist others. Leave your mask on.
Hey Sasha, how are you doing?
In the unlikely event
How are you doing today?
a life vest is located in a pouch under your
Alright,
seat
starting
next to the armrest.
the right
When
engine.
instructed to do so, open the
See the flap open there? That's the APU.
the whistle and light. If necessary, your seat cushion can be used as a secondary flotation device. Pull the cushion
I was just
from the
watching
seat, put your arms into the
7
strap,
4 Gear.
and
He was doing a video about a near-miss disaster at Mexico City airport where they were speaking Spanish to all the Spanish-speaking pilots, but then English. There was one plane on the runway, Emirates, and obviously you have to speak to them in English because they're from all over the world. And that if you have people speaking, not everyone speaking English with ATC and the pilots can lose that spatial awareness because they don't know what other planes are getting told. Whereas when you're overhearing ATC talking to everyone in English, you kind of know, oh, okay, that plane's been cleared to land, but I'm on the runway, I better say something. That's kind of what it was. It was all the Spanish. There was a plane, I think it was Costa Rica, a Valeris. It was on the runway, line up and wait, but it was in the displaced threshold, so even if the Volaris plane had landed that was cleared for landing, it would have been fine. But as everyone started calling out in Spanish, like, hey, there's a plane on the runway. The guy that was coming in the landing said, I'm going around, and miss. But if that had been on the other runway where there was an Emirates sitting lined up in wait, it would have been a whole different matter, because that Emirates pilot would not have even probably known that another plane was cleared to land on his runway. Alright, we have the engines up. No, he just posted that one. He was on. He's been speaking in English before too. He just posted that. Show off his Chinese. He's fine. He's fine. All right. We have pushed back. We have engine left and right are going. We're gonna turn on our probes over here. On. Anti-ice is required, we don't need that. Taxi light on. APU start, stop. And power. Landing elevation, we have that. Flaps, set those to 8. Get a good view of this. Altitude and runway heading set. Altimeter set. V-speed set. Trims set. Nose wheel steering arm.
Cabin is ready for takeoff.
Alright. So the checklist, basically the same thing. Generators auto. Electrics check. Bleed valves auto. Packs on. APU on off. Anti-ice, we don't need it. Nose wheel steering armed. Taxi slats and flaps set. Flight controls, we will check those. Trims check. Thrust reversers armed. Flight instruments. Brake temps. We'll check the brake temps here. Not sure what page where we get the wheels. There's our controls. Go forward, pull back, pull right, pull left, and rudders. Pull right, pull left. I said, wait till it was the. Oh, okay, I was trying to figure out like why get Guo Wang. Okay, I see Guo Wang. So what yeah, I was like, you're saying something about your name and Chinese is your second language. I was gonna say that I wasn't sure what the first part of it was, and that's your name. Okay. Awesome. So where are you from, Rex? I mean, if your name is, if you have a Chinese name, are you from China? Are you from Taiwan? My wife is from China, and I lived there until about 3 years ago now. Can't believe it's been 3 years already. Alright, we are ready to taxi. So let's start going. Flight on the road. This flight's going to be just over 2 hours if we don't have any issues on our climb and actually get the right speed and everything. Alright, Sasha, see you then. Crazy that we're in the snow up here. But the sun doesn't ever set this time of year. But seeing the snow and ice, especially when it's 80, 90, 100 degrees outside where I'm at. Just joining in, we're in Kangerlussuaq, Greenland, and we are flying to Keflavík, Iceland, our 164th leg of the world tour, where we're flying commercial flights into every country and territory in the world. We've just completed the continents of Africa and Europe, and we are now headed to Iceland, where we're going to then do an Air Canada flight, probably maybe this upcoming Thursday if I have time. Likely though, next weekend. The next weekend I have off, which will be. I can't promise when. Just keep an eye out when that next flight will be. Once, because that Air Canada flight We're going to be flying from Iceland to Montreal, and that's going to be about between 4 and 5 hour stream just for that flight. Alright, Rex is American Taiwanese. That's why he speaks Chinese and English. Cool. I don't really speak Chinese. I know, and so I was able to read some of what you had posted, because I did live in China for. I should be better at my Chinese, but I did live in China for about 7 to 8 years. My wife is Chinese. My son, I guess, is technically American Chinese now, I would guess. But I don't know when we're going to be able to visit China again. Just too crazy in the last 3 years. We'd love to go to Taiwan. My wife really wants to visit Taiwan. I don't know if you have to ask for clearance. Oh, I didn't ask for taxi clearance.
Greenland 710, request taxi.
Greenland 710, taxi to holding point, runway 09er, via Bravo, Delta.
Taxi to holding point, runway 09er, via Bravo, Delta. Greenland 710.
Greenland. I think this is catching up. Oh, what did I get? Alec Daniel, thanks for the subscription over there on, I'm assuming it's YouTube. Thank you. Yeah, so if, like I just said, if you're just joining, this is a world tour we've been going. We've already flown to every country in Africa. We've flown to every country.
710, contact Reykjavik Tower 118.0.
Contact Reykjavik Tower 118.
Every country in
Greenland 710.
Europe, and now we're going to be heading to North America pretty soon. We're not ready for departure, though. I was hoping they'd ask, wonder if I need to get clearance to double back on the runway. Oh, well, we might land before you, Rex. Because I think if everything goes right, we should be able to, land. Should take about 2 hours here. 2 hours, 10 minutes. But Rex is flying over Okinawa right now. Awesome. As I was saying, I can't wait to get back over to that part of the world. But we have a lot of flying to do. I think about between 60 and 70 planned flights to cover all of the Americas, North and South, Caribbean, and then we'll fly. We're going to fly out to Hawaii, and from there we'll go into French Polynesia, and we'll be into the Pacific and doing all the island hopping, and make our way over to New Zealand, Australia, New Guinea, and up on into the main continent. But it's going to be, and that will kind of be a repeat. I'm going to see if I basically just do the same flights I did back in X-Plane, because I did the whole flying in Asia in X-Plane, and I'm looking forward to doing it over here in Flight Simulator. But one place I've never been in the whole world now is basically South America. Very little flying in South America. I've done like maybe one flight to Brazil. So, looking forward to Central America and the Caribbean and South America. And I think this will actually be the first time I've ever flown into a Canadian airport, too. Alright, so we're on the runway. We're doubling back. I'm going to turn on the landing lights just to light us up a little bit more. We'll turn on the strobes once we're ready for departure. strobe on. And PC. I think it's catching up. You can see like the distances and everything. You're gonna clear us for takeoff? Lined up. Too far forward. Let's see, we got our strobe lights, beacon logo, and taxi lights on. Fuel X-Flow. Manual. Transponders set. TCAS as required. Anti-ice. Autopilot. AP source. Yes. Flight director toga button. PC clearance. I'm wondering why we're not getting that clearance. Dear me. What plane is the best to set up? You mean like to do all this setup? I mean, if you like having to do a lot of stuff to do, like my favorite to set up really is probably the Airbus, but that's just because I know it so well that it doesn't take a lot to do it. Alright, we're just gonna take off here. I don't know if they're gonna give us. Seems like they're not giving us clearance. If we have issues, this is the first time I've had some issues with the ATC not clearing me. Told me to line up, and I think I lined up a little too far forward, I guess. I like setting this plane up. Once you know how to set a plane up, well, like you know the procedures and everything you gotta actually have set up, it's actually kind of fun.
Greenland 710, wind 90 degrees at 10 knots.
I already took off.
09er, cleared for takeoff. Runway 09er, cleared for takeoff. Greenland 710.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna skip Sierra Foxtrot, or just go to Suðurnesjabær. Set the nav, gauge autopilot.
Greenland 710, contact Thunderstrom, approach 126.2. Contact Thunderstrom, approach 126.2. Greenland 710. Thunderstrom approach, Greenland 710 at 2,800.
Greenland 710, radar contact, proceed direct Sierra Foxtrot, continue climb, flight level 120, QN8 1009er.
Proceed direct Sierra Foxtrot, continue climb, flight level 120, Greenland 710.
Why can't I proceed direct? Huh. Wow. Yeah, this is gonna be my last flight, probably until, because I have off on Thursday, but I'm gonna be busy, and then I work over the weekend, and I'll probably have, maybe I'll have off. I think I have August 4th off, so that'll probably be the next time I fly. So it'll be about a week and a half before I'm able to get a good flight in again. All right, we're having trouble climbing here.
Greenland 710, proceed direct to Parco Victor Alpha Romeo, climb and maintain, flight level 200, QN8 1009er.
Proceed direct to Parco Victor Alpha Romeo, climb and maintain, flight level 200, Greenland 710.
This is a much more manual plane to fly, even in autopilot, because you don't have auto thrust. And I'm also not getting my VNav isn't working for some reason. I'm going to turn off the taxi lights. We've retracted the flaps already.
Greenland 710, climb and maintain. Flight level 270, QN81009, contact Reykjavik, center 119.7.
Climb and maintain. Flight level 270. Contact Reykjavik Center 119.7. Greenland 710. Reykjavik Center, Greenland 710 at 5,700. Climbing. Flight level 270.
Greenland 710, radar contact. Continue climb. Flight level 270, QN81009.
Continue climb. Flight level 270. Greenland 710.
Standard pressure 1013. And yesterday we had a lot of cloud cover for most of Greenland, but kind of on the edges we were able to see the rivers and inlets. At this point, we are now basically flying east, a little bit southeast, but mostly east, across 10,000 feet, so landing the lights off, and we can let the passengers get up and walk around.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now passed 10,000 feet. You may turn on larger portable electronic devices. This is also a reminder to please keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the duration of the flight and do not form a line near the lavatory. This aircraft is equipped with onboard Wi-Fi. You will be required to pay a small fee if you wish to access it. We do offer complimentary in-flight TV thanks to our partners. Connect to the Wi-Fi and you'll be able to access our wide range of free live TV and paid movies library. The flight crew has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign. You can now get up and move around the cabin. However, we ask that you keep your seatbelt fastened when seated in case of unexpected turbulence.
So our initial climb clearance is flight level 270, 27,000 feet. Looking at the flight plan, looks like we're going to go 27,000 feet until we reach Nanro. And then from Nanro to Go Kick, we're going to climb to flight level 350. Not sure if it's how much that's worth doing, but let me just double check on the flight. Yeah, it's a very short period. I don't know why it's doing that. Really weird, because we're going to climb and then we're going to start descending again. It's like, why climb up 8,000 feet for no reason? We'll get to 27,000, we'll see where we're at. Maybe we can request to go up to 35 or whatever.
Continue climb. Flight level 350.
Continue climb. Flight level 350. Greenland 710.
CRJ-700. Continue descent. Flight level 270.
Continue descent. Flight level 270. Greenland 710.
moments, we will be starting our in-flight meal service. Please look in your seat back for our menu, and one of our crew members will stop by shortly for your order. If you would like to order additional menu items, please hit the flight attendant call button at any time, and we'll be over shortly to assist.
Reykjavik Center, Greenland 710. Request climb, flight level 310.
Greenland 710. Continue climb. Flight level 310.
Continue climb, flight level 310. Greenland 710.
Alright, we're coming to the edge of Greenland. You can see the mountains, some of the inlets, and a little bit over there we can see the northern Atlantic Ocean. Denmark Strait. Rex is flying from Taiwan to Tokyo, and he'll be flying over Nagasaki, Hiroshima, and Mount Fuji. You ever do that when you say a word, it doesn't sound right? Alright, we're up to 31,000 feet. We were having some climbing issues. We got our speed down to like 120, and that was weird. We're looking good right now. We'll stick at this, and then I think we can climb again. So we'll just ask them. We'll ask ATC, get up to flight level 350.
Reykjavik Center, Greenland 710. Request climb, flight level 350.
Greenland 710. Continue climb. Flight level 350.
Continue climb, flight level 350. Greenland 710.
I think what I did, I messed up lately. The way you should climb out is go nav and speed, and it will climb. It'll try to maintain that speed you want, 250 on the climb, 300 on the cruise. So I'm going to turn this down to 290. You can see now we're going to climb a little bit, and it'll maintain that speed. So it'll climb as slow or as fast to stay at that speed. I was just doing VNav, and that's what I was doing wrong. Nav and speed, and then when you're descending, you want to do vertical speed for your descent and go off of this direct intercept page. You can see here it's saying go up 500 feet per minute. Once we get to descent, it'll give us, I think, switch there. We want to go, turn our speed down to about 7.4. And the lower you have your speed, and as we climb this, Mach 7.4 is going to end up being more. You see our speed is dropping, but we're climbing really nice. And since we're in Mach speed, the higher altitude, obviously 290 at like 20,000 is different than 290 at 35,000. So I think once we get to 35, I mean this 0.74 will correspond with like about 240 knots, but that's a much lower altitude. Here we get a little bit more interesting. I don't know if the middle of Greenland just doesn't have a lot modeled. There isn't good mesh information or whatever, terrain information, or if it's just like that in Greenland, where it's just kind of a flat ice shelf. There's a quick climb to flight level 350, and we'll stick at flight level 350 until we reach our top of descent, which will be between Gokik and Gurug waypoints. So there's Gokik. We got a few more waypoints before we even have to start looking. Okay, see, top of descent is right in there. Few things we can do before we get too far, and we can just do it now instead of having to rush things. But we can put in at least we got quite a ways to go. We're about a little under halfway, but I'm going to look at our approach chart. And right here, I'm interested right here in the decision height, or this is gonna be a decision height. See right there, DH. Not sure why this flashed, why that came off. Here you can put the decision height. I don't know why this goes by 1, where if you do medium decision altitude, it goes by tens or something. We need 368. I wish this didn't go, you could have the option of going a lot faster. I'm not seeing that option. Yeah, if I click, it just goes. Look at that in 368. And that's basically, we have to make a decision once we get to that, before that height, altitude, we have to decide if we're going to continue our landing procedure or do a go around. There is a difference between decision height and minimum decision altitude. I think decision height, you have to make the decision by this point, and then you can continue below that altitude and then pull up and go into your go around. Minimum decision altitude, I believe you have to, that's the lowest you can go. So you have to make your decision a little bit before that, because your plane is going to continue to go down before you get start coming back up to do your go around. So decision height, I think, is you need to make your decision by this altitude, and you can continue to go down a few more feet and then come back up and climb and do your go around. Minimum decision altitude is you cannot go below that altitude. You have to make your decision a little bit earlier and then get your plane before you hit that minimum. I think that's the difference. In any case, we're still quite a ways out, so let's look at the beautiful Greenland east coast here. Trying to figure out why the thumbnail for this stream is wrong. Showing up right in the my settings, but then when it goes on my front page here on YouTube, it's wrong. So I don't know what's going on there. Oh, it looks like I got another subscriber too, Oli AFK. Thanks for that. Couple new subscribers during the stream. Awesome. Alright, I'm gonna add a screen here. Hopefully I hope I can fly this tonight, but if not, I hope I can fly it tomorrow night. I was gonna be starting to do that VFR. I want to do some VFR along the Missouri River, starting from the where the Missouri starts out in, I believe it's called Three Forks, Montana, and then flying through the rest of Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, between Nebraska and Iowa. The Nebraska-Iowa border is the Missouri River, and then down into Missouri, all the way over to St. Louis, and where it pours into the Mississippi River. And I think I'm going to be using the, I forget what plane it was, but it's a twin-engine plane. We'll see if that one's a good one. We'll do it for the Missouri one. It might not be the best plane for sightseeing, but I think I want to try some different little planes. I seem to always pick the wrong plane for whatever flight I'm doing, really. So I'm going to set that up right now, and guys, so I'm just setting up the next stream, or streams I'm going to try to do on weeknights or work nights. I guess would be what to call it. Because I do work tomorrow night or tomorrow during the day. I work 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. So when I get home, I'm tired, but I do have a little bit of time that I can do a flight, but probably not something where I'm setting up a whole plane, flying from point A to point B, like on these World Tour flights or on a US tour or on a requested flight. And a VFR flight is a little bit more free. I can just start on the runway in a small plane, fly from where I'm starting, and then, okay, I need to, you know, I'm getting close to an hour of flying or whatever it is. I need to get this done so I can go to bed for the next day of work. And so then I can just find a regional airport that's nearby, a little local landing strip or whatever, and then start up the thing whenever I have a chance again. So I'm setting that up. We're gonna be going along the Missouri River. If you guys want to join along, I will make sure I have my multiplayer set up. We'll be starting at Three Forks, Montana. It'll be Three Forks Airport. Three Forks Airport, also known as Pagriba Field, named after World War II, Korean War, and Vietnam War combat aviator from Three Forks. Surprised they don't include his first name and his rank, because man, that's a lot of flying right there. General Aviation Field, and let's right in Three Forks, Montana. And it only has an FAA designation, 9 Sierra 5. It doesn't have the ICAO and IATA. That's where we're going to be starting. And then hey Andres, hello from Chile. Awesome. Yeah, I've been working on yesterday evening. I was working on taking screenshots and setting up making thumbnails for my future World Tour live streams, and I did a whole bunch of Chile because we're going to be flying into Santiago, Chile, and then from Santiago we're going to fly down to Punta, what is it? Punta, I forget the name of it. Let me get it up. Let me pull it up. Punta Arenas. We're going to get down to Punta Arenas, and that's where we're going to fly from there over to the Falkland Islands. We're going to have a couple places we're going to go in Peru or Chile. Atacama. What is Atacama? An idea where that is. In the south. Atacama. Is that in relation?
Greenland 710, contact Nastraswaq, center 121.3.
Land of 33 miners.
Contact
What do you mean the 33? Like,
Center
is that like a news thing I should know? Like,
Greenland 710. Narsarsuaq Center, Greenland 710. Inbound, November Oscar, November Romeo Oscar, at flight level 350.
oh, is that the region?
Greenland
Atacama, is that the whole
radar
region there? And then
maintain.
because I'm not seeing a city of Atacama. It looks like it's just this whole region.
Maintain flight level
Chile.
350.
Okay, so Chile is in the north, like north of
710.
Santiago. Yeah, so we're gonna go in Santiago, which is kind of, I want to say like, kind of in the middle, upper middle of Chile, which is just really long, very tall. And Punta Arenas is basically right at the bottom down there. Aeropuerto Deserto de Atacama in Caldera, Chile. Well, we're not going to be getting to that one. At least not on this world tour. But definitely if you suggest a you request a flight, you could definitely fly from there to somewhere, or from somewhere to there. At some point. Oh, welcome in. Yeah, we're gonna be getting to Chile. Let me see. We're on flight 164 right now. Yeah, we're gonna get to Chile on flight. We're gonna be flying into Santiago on flight 172. We're gonna be flying from Uruguay, Montevideo to Santiago on flight 172, and then 173 will be down to Punta Arenas. So not too many flights, probably 8 flights. Probably at the rate I'm going, if all goes right, probably just beginning of September we'll be doing those flights. But might get busy here. We're moving, closing on a house this week, and so then we'll be moving and kind of settling in there. And I guess before we actually move in, I need to make sure we get our our electricity, gas, water, internet, all that stuff set up so that I can move my computer in and all that stuff and hook up and be ready to go. Hey, Mike's back. All right. Yeah, we are flying. This is a world tour flight. We'll just finish on doing here. So Copiapó. Andre's lives near Copiapó. Cool. That's what I was going to ask. Here. Yeah, Mike back was born in Iceland. Awesome. This is World Tour Flight 164. I've been flying into every country and territory in the world here in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I started doing this concept back in X-Plane, but here we are in Microsoft Flight Simulator, and just completed Europe, all the countries and territories in Europe. I say territories because there's countries, principalities. Greenland's technically part of Denmark, all those kind of things. But recently completed Europe here, and Africa, I completed that before. So this is Flight 164. We're flying from Greenland back to Iceland, and then we're going to launch from Iceland on Air Canada on the Boeing 737 all the way over to Montreal, Canada, and we'll be starting our tour of the Americas, and that'll be about another 60-70 flights going through North America, Central, South America, and the Caribbean. Right now we're on Air Greenland Flight 710. In real life, this flight is flown with the Dash 8, the Havilland Dash 8, but we're doing in the Bombardier CRJ-700. 69 passengers. Get an outside view. And we're, at this point, over the Denmark Strait. So Greenland is now behind us. And we basically have a lot of cloud cover over the Denmark Strait. As the sun is starting to get lower in the sky, it is about almost 9 p.m. now. So I guess Greenland and Iceland are 3 hours ahead of Central Time here in America. I'm 5:46 p.m. for me, and it's about 8:46 where we're at right now. Mike, are you still in Iceland? I've heard that Iceland's a really, I've heard and seen Iceland as a beautiful country. Heard that pretty, I don't know what the term would be, like advanced or pretty progressive country in terms of health and various things. But I also just saw a statistic that it's just behind the United States in how many people per thousand. I think it's 106 per thousand that are taking antidepressants. I think America is 110 per thousand. So like I was surprised by that Iceland was that high, just because it's considered. I always lump it in with the Scandinavian countries in terms of like happiness and social welfare and all that. Didn't they like close all the McDonald's in Iceland a number of years ago, and there's like a display of like a McDonald's like Big Mac or something or hamburger in a museum there, and it looks awful because it hasn't like rotted or at all in the last 20-30 years. It's been sitting there, and it just goes to show what you have in your gut when you eat one of those. Something that is not natural. Okay, so Mike lives in Maryland now. Awesome. I've been to Maryland a number of times in my journeys over the road trucking. Upper Marlboro, Baltimore, obviously I've been there, to the Coca-Cola. Yep, they closed all the McDonald's. I've been to Baltimore a few times trucking. Been to the Terminal Corp, which is over there by the shipping area, like right where some of the U.S. Navy ships dock. You can see them. That's a very interesting area, a very old area. Not designed for the big semi-trucks, the big condo trucks, and the 53-foot trailers and all that, but you got to get it in there. Been to Coca-Cola over there. Backing into the dock from across the 4-lane, busy city street, busy city road. Upper Marlboro. I don't think of anywhere else that I've delivered in Maryland, but been through there a number of times. Hagerstown's in Maryland. East Coast though, so I don't love driving over there. See how we're doing. Alright, so the top of descent is coming up. Just about to get to non-row, and then we'll be going to go kick. On the flight plan, we were supposed to be at 27,000 feet until non-row and then climb to 35 by Gokik, which makes no sense because then we have the top of descent right away. So I'm not exactly sure what that was about. We are actually speeding here, going much faster than our target speed, which is fine. That actually slows down or lowers the travel time. We do have to be careful of that though. Because don't want to run out of fuel. But we're looking really good. Still have 4,500. We will be just fine unless we have, of course, if we have an issue. Now look at my flight plan. We have fuel. In the fuel section, we need to get to Keflavík. We're planning on 3,500 in fuel. And to get to our alternate, with I believe is Glasgow, we would need about 33. I think our reserves are somewhere like about 3,300. So as long as we still have about 3,300 or more as we get close to Iceland, and then maybe we have to divert. But we shouldn't need to divert. I've only had one diversion on this whole world tour. Can't remember what that was. We had some issue with the Airbus and it was acting all weird. I was gonna check the weather. I'll check better data. $50.
Greenland 710. Proceed direct Golf Oscar Kilo India Kilo. Proceed direct Golf Oscar Kilo India Kilo. Greenland 710.
I wonder if I can turn. Can I switch these things? Showing me all of Fahrenheit. Yeah, but it's looking really good. Let me see right then. This is from, thinking probably half an hour ago. Winds are 190 at 4 knots. Scattered, broken clouds, 10 degrees, and pressure is 1014. Conditions are VFR, about 50 degrees Fahrenheit, 10 degrees Celsius. Some broken clouds at 3,000 feet, but nothing major going on. So we should be able. Should have no problem. The wind is blowing directly. You have a headwind if you're coming in on runway 19, which is what we want. Let me see what I have for. Right now we're planned for runway 28. Well, let's see if we can change that. Probably want to change that so we don't have cross. Probably change to 19. Be the best place to land. Both runways are over 10,000 feet, over 3,000 meters, so either one is fine. If we come in 28, that actually would be less taxiing for us to do, but 19 would be the best to win. Hey, save the 119, or save the 113. Yeah, welcome back. We're just returning to Iceland, so it was a little bit clearer over Greenland today, so we got to see a little bit more of the ice sheet. Not a ton to see for most of the flight there across Greenland. And now over the Denmark Strait, we got the beautiful, increasingly orange clouds as the sun lowers in the sky. It's not going to completely set at this altitude this time of year, or this latitude this time of year, I mean, this far north. Thank you, MateSpat. Thank you very much. Yeah, consider hitting that subscribe button so you can watch all of the flights. I'm really looking forward to the flights coming up as we go through the Americas. I surprisingly, I mean, I really enjoyed going through Africa even. I mean, just with Microsoft Flight Simulator, you see the world. It's so much more detailed than it is like in any other simulator before, and so flying to places where you don't really think, oh, there's nothing there, but then you fly over and you're like, wow, beautiful. And I'm really looking forward to that in the Americas. Oh man, 900 subs now? Awesome. I know it's getting close, but it's been kind of hanging there for a while. Ooh, kind of lost a little altitude there, or something happened. We are just gaining some serious speed. $900 subs, awesome. Yeah, it's been kind of hanging for a while, but hopefully I can. Last couple of days have been really good, and like I said, I hope I can just get more consistent. Every time I have off, I can get at least one stream in, so at least 2 streams a week. Get 2 days off a week, and then hopefully, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I can, you know, do a barrel roll. Yeah. Not in this plane. I'll do a barrel roll when I do the VFR flight. I'll do it in the whatever plane I'm in. I'm not comfortable doing a barrel roll in these airliners. At least not on this world tour flight. I want to get. Because I'm trying to get from point A to point B. I'm trying to get these places, and if I do a barrel roll and crash out, then I have to do this flight again, and I don't want to do that. But I am hoping as we go forward here to do some streams on my work nights. I think I just set it up. Yeah, I set it up, and you should be able to see it on my YouTube. I have MSFS, Microsoft Flight Simulator VFR, Missouri River. We're going to be going down Missouri River. I don't know what plane I'm in exactly there in that picture, but I'd like to do that every night after work, but depends on how the baby's doing, what else we have to do. I mean, we're getting to a busy point right now. I'm going to be buying a house on Thursday, and then we're going to be working on moving into it and doing all that stuff, so. But I do want to be able to just kind of jump into Microsoft Flight Simulator and do a little flying, and VFR flying is really fun just to kind of do something for half an hour, maybe an hour. And you guys are more than welcome to join if you have Microsoft Flight Simulator. You can join on the multiplayer. And you can fly along the Missouri River for now. And once we're done with the Missouri River, I don't know how long that's going to take, but once we finish that, maybe go to the Hudson River in New York, or jump back onto the Rio Grande or Colorado River. When I see a plane by the World Trade Center? What do you mean? Yeah, I always feel a little weird when I'm flying around New York City in Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's like, okay, where can I actually fly? Like, in real life, where are the flight, like, the restrictions? You know, even for small planes. Because obviously when you're doing VFR, you're doing the small planes, you're buzzing around all the buildings there through the skyscrapers, which I don't think you can do in real life. Yeah, it is coming up. Wow, this year has gone fast. I remember it was just the 20th anniversary like that. I don't know what was going on. I don't know what happened last year, what was done, but whoa. Another weather change there. I think I was over the road at that point still. So I wasn't paying attention to like all what was, you know, what things were done for the 20th anniversary, but that's crazy that it's going to be 21 years now. It means I'm old. because I think I was 13, or I was going to be 13. No, I was going to turn 14, so I was 13 at that. It was the beginning of 8th grade when that happened. So I'm an old geezer now. Yeah, I mean, I know I was looking for... I downloaded a bunch of, like, New York scenery for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I know there's one where you can actually download... you can download the New York skyline with the World Trade Center, like buildings 1 and 2, the way it was. You want to kind of fly, you could do a throwback kind of flight where you're flying pre-9/11, pre-2001. Because it's very different now. Alright, that'd be kind of cool. Maybe I'll do that. We'll see how my schedule works, but maybe they'll just, I don't know if I'll be able to do a long stream, but I don't know if I'll have that weekend. It depends if I have that weekend off. But even if I do, I'll probably work on the Monday, so I won't be able to do doubt I'll be able to do a long stream, but I'm sure we could do a VFR flight, and I could check out that mod. See what that's like.
Greenland 710, expect Gear 2 Hotel, arrival, Luker Island, Zulu, approach, runway 28, report when ready for descent.
Okay, I think I'm going to switch the runway, because the best landing runway is going to be 19. So I'm going to switch that. We can do that here, actually. We can overview arrival instructions. We say, hey, 19 is going to be better. Give us that. I'm going to go over here to my... change my approach to runway 19. You go ILS. Do ILS. I get one. Okay, we're gonna change. Cool, model train. I wonder if my dad still has his model train from when we were growing up, because that'd be pretty cool to, in our new house. We can't set it up in my parents' house. There's no room in the basement, but new house we have room. We're gonna have room. All right, so I'm gonna go runway 19. Approach is gonna be ILS Zulu. Arrival is going to be we're gonna change this to Uruk 3 Kilo. So right now we're doing 2. But we're going to change it to Uruk 3. It would kind of move up. So we're going to change these things. Parking, gate 4. Not a big deal, really. Yeah, that works. Gate 4 works. And transition is going to be Valix. we're gonna fly. So this is gonna change. So really cool. You can actually tell ATC. I wish ATC would actually change on you and say, hey, we need to do different runway.
Uniform X-ray, ILS, Zulu, approach, runway.
So we want
report when
switch
ready
this.
for descent.
We're gonna go ILS 19
Arrival Victor Alpha Lima Uniform X-ray, ILS,
Balance.
Zulu, approach, runway,
And
19. Report when
we're gonna
ready
change
for
our start
descent.
to direct
Greenland 710.
3 kilo. Execute. Legs. We have discontinuity. Yes, go with that. Scoop. Through. Anything else that's good? Do a Ryanair landing. I did a Ryan. I think one of my best landings lately was a Ryanair, and I did the opposite of a Ryanair landing in a Ryanair 737. So it's kind of funny. I don't have to do a Ryanair landing on purpose. Most of the time, I end up doing a Ryanair landing without trying. So we'll see if I do a. We'll see what kind of landing I get here. All right, we are ready for descent. Don't know what like that.
Greenland 710, ready for descent. Greenland 710, descend and maintain, flight level 240. Descend and maintain, flight level 240, Greenland 710.
Alright, we accidentally bumped off the nav there. We're good. Back on there. We're going to go vertical speed. And we're going to go here to
Greenland
direct
710,
intercept.
proceed direct to rock. Proceed direct to rock. Greenland
And it's saying we need to
710.
descend at about 1900 feet per minute. Oh, probably by now it's 2000. Start our descent, so we will turn on
To assist with customs at our destination, flight attendants will begin handing out forms momentarily. Please review and complete these forms and keep them with you for presentation upon arrival.
turn on the seatbelt signs. And again, remember we don't have auto thrust, so this speed's going to start picking up unless we pull back on the throttle. In fact, I'm going to go idle for now.
Ladies and gentlemen, the seatbelt sign is now turned on, so it is time to return to your seat and fasten your seatbelt.
I wonder how many people don't know what happened on 9/11. I mean, like in America, well, I say that, but at the same time, it's been over 20 years, and it's kind of like, how long before it becomes like Pearl Harbor? How many people know what happened at Pearl Harbor? You say Pearl Harbor, and even around the world, we sometimes tend to be focused on what we know, but other places in the world, big things happen in those countries that we don't know about here.
Greenland 710, descend and maintain, flight level 190. Descend and maintain, flight level 190, Greenland 710.
I think Joe Biden was just an amazing choice by the Democrats. It blows my mind that he's the one that ended up being the nominee. And you're just we're in this time and place, this situation where it's like we really can't afford to have a president that's, I mean, the oldest president in U.S. history. I mean, only getting older. That's just how it works. And we're just at a time here. It's like you have obviously you have a pandemic. You have all kinds of social issues. You now have Russia. You have China. It's just so many things. It's like, can he handle that? And kind of like, when are we gonna get a Gen X president, right? Like, we just have baby boomers. I mean, Obama was the closest to being a Gen X, and he's right on, kind of like right on the edge there. The forgotten generation, the Gen Xers.
Greenland 710, descend and maintain. Flight level 160, contact Akureyri, approach 118.2. Descend and maintain. Flight level 160, contact Akureyri, approach 118.2. Greenland 710. Akureyri approach, Greenland 710, through 3 kilo, arrival at flight level 260, descending, flight level 160.
Greenland 710, radar contact, continue descent, flight level 160.
Continue descent, flight level 160, Greenland 710.
Yeah, I agree. It's the... I mean, how much can the gas prices be blamed on the president is questionable, but sort of the idea that it's not as... The messaging coming out of the administration where it's like, oh, it's not a big deal, I'll get you know, this is going to push people to get electric vehicles. I mean, that's mostly our transportation secretary. Like, again, I can't afford an electric vehicle. We don't have the infrastructure, and I can't afford one yet. They're not at that price range where most Americans can just go pick up a Tesla or whatever. As if that's the solution. It's like, you know what, me paying $5 a gallon for gas kind of makes it hard for me to save the money to buy a $50,000 electric vehicle or whatever. But the one that got me was when he said, it's like, oh, the Americans right now feel the most financially secure in many, many years. And I'm thinking, what are you talking about? Like, those are the kind of things that get me, where it's just like, okay, we're in a crappy situation right now. You can admit that we're in a crappy situation. What are we going to do about it, right? What's your plan? You don't have to say it doesn't necessarily mean it's your fault specifically, but to bury your head in the sand and say there's nothing wrong. Like, oh, this is totally fine. Inflation and gas prices and everyone's feeling happy, hunky-dory. It's like, no. I don't, at least. Alright, we're descending to 7,000 feet now. So they're just clearing us right on down. No problem. Check our descent rate. And actually go down to 1,800. We'll keep going at the rate we're going. We're good. Speed's looking good. Look at my chart. Wrong chart. Alright, so we're past the hold point. We're looking good, though. This is a little concerning, what's going on in here. Yeah, we need to be at 3,000 feet at Valets. We are still really high. I don't know why. Oh, look at that. It just jumped. Whoa. Yeah, maybe we do need to go into a hold here. Got a nosedive now. Throw the speed brakes on. I always like it when it usually this works. It was telling us 1800 and then suddenly it's like, oh, you gotta do a 7-degree descent. Yeah, I kinda got lost. I don't know why I did that. This isn't gonna be the most comfortable descent now. Get the speed brakes out. It's gonna turn out to be a really cool landing with that sun going down. Just wish my shadows weren't as flickery as they are. The only thing that kind of busts the immersion a little bit is when we get those flickers on the windows and... But again, that's a sim side thing. That's not a... It's not my graphics card or anything, at least as far as I know. Let's see, we have to be at 3,000... Above 3,000 feet, but I want to be around 3,000 feet at this point, and for some reason we aren't. So... Is there a hold? I think I can go into a hold. We also need to be at 220 knots. Yeah, we're going to go into a hold. Should have held at the last waypoint. We'll do a hold right there. Not where we're supposed to be doing a hold, but that's where we're going to do it.
710, descend and maintain 4,200 QNH 1015. Descend and maintain 4,200 Greenland 710.
We're actually busting speed right now.
We have begun our final descent into your destination. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to collect any trash one final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in the full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat in front of you. Please complete all Wi-Fi related tasks and stow any larger electronics.
We're arriving at your destination, so I guess they don't have Keflavík in the database for PAC-X. It is really cool when they say we're arriving in Paris or Phoenix, whatever it is. Okay, we're cleared down to 4,200 feet. QNH 1015. What's really cool is you can set it, because here it's saying 2996, that's going to be your Mercury, your American, the way the Americans do it. And then here's your QNH 1015. You can set it in the settings which way you want it to be said. So I want it hectopascals, but once we're in America, I'm going to want it inches so that they say first part. But they show you both of them just in case. But when it's actually spoken out, say one or the other.
Greenland 710, proceed direct the Lux. Descend and maintain 2,200. Contact Keflavík. Approach 119.3. Proceed direct value. Descend and maintain 2,200. Contact Keflavík. Approach 119.3. Greenland 710. Keflavík approach, Greenland 710, inbound, Kilo Foxtrot India 19 at 4,800, descending 2,200.
Greenland 710, radar contact, continue descent 2,200.
Continue descent 2,200, Greenland 710.
Greenland 710, cleared value ILS Zulu, approach at 2,200, runway 19, report established on localizer.
Cleared value ILS Zulu. Approach at 2,200. Runway.
Alright, we're gonna exit this hold. I don't know if it's actually gonna exit.
Greenland
Or if it's
710.
gonna go around once. Looks like it's going to. Ended up not really needing the hold. So get the speed brake turned off. Start bringing out some flaps. I'm a little concerned. I don't know what's going on with this RDOL and some kind of downside. There we go, we'll just go right to Namta. I don't think that's what I really wanted to do, but what we're doing now. Namta we need to be at 1800. Not the best approach here we're doing. Kind of a messy approach. I just want to kind of get towards Kilo Foxtrot 119, where we should really be. Why are we so low? We lost a lot of altitude there. Holding our altitude at all. Good. Why are we losing so much altitude? It's a very interesting plane to fly. Now we're gonna start climbing like crazy. Alright, we got 1103 for our ILS, 194 degrees is our course, India Kilo Oscar. We also have, could also put in for nav too, I could put in the VOR, but we don't really need it. ILS should work. We're overshooting a little bit on to get squared away here. There's the runway. We are far to the left. Didn't hit the nav button soon enough. Alright, we're going to fly this by hand.
1000.
Guess we should have stuck with our original. There is a ton of wind. Or no, is that at 08? So actually, the wind is actually coming down 28, so we should have landed 28. But my METAR, I guess my METAR is wrong. Either METAR's live weather and METAR is not always locked in at the same. Or it should be. We're a little low here. And then shallow.
500. 400. Minimums. Minimums.
And not a very good angle here. Get the engine going.
Minimums. 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 300. Minimums. 200. Minimums. Minimums. Minimum 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Greenland 710. When vacated, contact ground 121.9er.
When vacated, contact ground 121.9. Greenland 710.
Now we're going to vacate that Sierra 2 right here. Off to the right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our destination. The local time is 11:27 p.m. and it's currently about 10 degrees Celsius. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bins as items may have shifted during the flight.
Keflavík ground, Greenland 710. Runway vacated with CRJ-700.
Greenland 710. Taxi to gate 4 via Sierra 2 Echo 2 Echo 3 Echo 4 November 4 November 13. Hold short of runway 2810.
Taxi to gate 4 via Sierra 2 Echo 2 Echo 3 Echo 4 November 4 November 13. Hold short of runway 2810. Greenland 710.
Alright, so here's Echo 2. We're going to go straight up. It's going to turn into Echo 3. We're going to hold at the runway 28 and get clearance, and then we'll be on Echo 4. And then we'll turn at November 4 into the international terminal area and get the gate 4. Some air there.
Greenland 710. Contact Keflavík Tower 118.3.
Contact Keflavík Tower 118.3. Greenland 710. Keflavík Tower, Greenland 710. Request cross runway 2810.
Greenland 710. Cross runway 2810. When vacated, contact ground 121.9er.
Cross runway 2810. When
Just gonna
vacated,
turn on the
contact
landing
ground
lights just to light us up while we cross this
121.9.
runway.
Greenland 710.
Should have come in on runway 28. We did come in 1.9 last time I came in Iceland. I don't know if we come in 2.8. It's been kind of cool to come in on 2.8 actually, but it's really nice to come in here when it is a little
Keflavík
darker.
ground, Greenland 710. Runway vacated with Echo 4.
Greenland 710, continue taxi via Echo 4.
Continue taxi via Echo 4. Greenland 710.
Alright, so we're about 17 minutes earlier than our planned arrival. I think we were about 8 or 9 minutes late on departure though, so passengers are for the most part satisfied. Wasn't expecting it to be this dark. I knew it would be sun would be dipping in the sky, but we got all these clouds, and so that makes it as if we're coming in really late. And it is late, about 9:30. See the Iceland Air. Looks like we got a Euro wings or a German wings over there. This first turn is going to be November 14, and then we'll get November 13, which is where we want to go. Maybe I already missed 14. This is where we need to turn. Like something's missing. Including an open. Oh, we got a gate over there. That is rough. That's right. It's basically this is basically the same gate we took off from going to Greenland. We had that big hump that we had to get over. Off the taxi lights. And we will get stuck on this. Oh my goodness. That's what happens when you don't have really good terrain. Okay, well, we're there. Parking brake on. Hey, taxi light, landing light, strobe lights, strobe, transponder. CPU is on, parking brake set, throttles into shutoff. We're going to call for the external power while we're doing that. Okay, engine power coming down. Be able to get this AC going. We actually. Oh, see? Just killed the whole plane. Why I did that. There we go. I don't know why it didn't let me switch over beforehand. Alright, passenger signs. We can turn those off. We'll open the passenger door. Nose wheel steering off. Beacon off. Fuel pump's already off. Turn off press. Windshield heating. Hydraulic pumps. And leave it at that for now. Close up the flight plan. And I'm going to bring up Atlanta. We'll do a review of the flight. Check out the world flight map, the world tour map, and all those dummies. Do our flight over. I'll light this change. Get on the world tour. That's landing rate 218, so a lot higher than when we landed in Greenland, which was right in the 60s. Flight time an hour 45, so we cut a lot of that flight time, about 20-25 minutes off. G-force, landing speed was a little low. We were just trying to keep that thing in the air. G-force is fine. The landing rate a little harder than I would have liked. See that weird little routing there? I'm gonna get the I'll give you guys a look at the world tour map. There it is, every country and territory we've been to so far. And obviously we just came from Greenland and Iceland. Now that we're in Iceland, right there, we're gonna be flying down to Montreal. I don't think on this Thursday, maybe this Thursday, we'll see. And if not this Thursday, it'll be the next time I have off. But that'll be about a 5.5 hour stream because we'll be setting up, and then it's about a 4.5, 5 hour flight. We'll be doing that in the Boeing 737 from PMDG, so that will be real fun. So thank you everyone for coming along. I'm gonna end the stream here, and maybe I'll be back on in a little while doing some VFR flying, and if not, well, thanks for coming along, and I will see you next time. Just keep an eye out on YouTube. I'll try to on Twitch to put it in the schedule when we're going to be going, but you know, with a baby and buying a house and moving everything, it's a little up in the air. But again, thanks for coming along, and until next time, happy flying and take care.